Hey everybody, it's Coach Adam Hale. I'm Bob Rombach, back again with a Coach's Corner. Excited to be with you tonight. Grantsburg moved to 3-1 on the season after a nice win over Cadott here, Parents' Night last Friday, and final score was 49-6.
Yep.
49-6, and it was 42-6 at halftime. So kind of one of those that we've seen before, where the game is sort of in the bag at halftime. I don't know. Is it kind of a mixed bag when stuff like that happens? You know, the win is kind of secured. Put in some of the second string, third string. All the guys get to play, but you know those first string guys only get a half. How do you feel about those games?
If we play clean, I'm fine with it, which I thought we did this time around, because we've had games like that before where all of a sudden, you know, maybe we get up early, but then we get sloppy with the first group before they get out, or then the 2s and 3s come in and we give up a few touchdowns. Where I thought our 2s and 3s did a good job, moved the ball, and defensively held them off the board. So that made it feel a lot better at the end of the game, like, hey, everybody did well, and it was a complete team win, and felt good.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's talk a little bit about special teams before we move on and talk about Cameron. I know special teams is kind of like a feather in your cap. You really like when your special teams does well. Where does that come from, and how do you think the team's doing this year? Kickoff return, extra points, field goals, those kind of things.
I think we're doing all right. Early on, there was some definite areas we wanted to improve on. I think we've gotten better in those facets. We've really focused on a couple things, you know, kickoff-wise and kick return-wise. And I thought we got better each week. Field goal unit's been pretty good. We haven't punted in a couple of weeks, which is awesome. And we've worked on some things in punt return and come around. So we take a lot of pride in it. Try to spend time on it. I don't want to talk too highly of it because then I'll jinx it. And then we'll have a special teams miscue, of course. But I was special teams coordinator in Florida, so that's kind of where, you know, in a bigger school, I was coaching running backs and doing special teams, and that was it. So I put a lot of time into special teams, and I'd hand out packets to everybody on special teams for that week. Here's who's lined up here.
Wow.
Here's how we're doing this. And so just be able to put that much time into it. And when I came here, I just carried, you know, obviously not that much, but, you know, a part of that with me here and tried to take that over, so.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that about you. It kind of leads me into my next question. What is your favorite aspect of coaching? Is it game day? Is it the preparation, the film study, the film room, the practice, the off season? What is your
favorite? Not the off season.
It's not the off season.
Off seasons are long. That's a good question. I like some things that stand out. I like practice with the guys.
Yeah.
I like seeing improvement and just being able to work on things. I love film. I get sick of film.
Yeah.
But I love it. Friday Night Lights, can't beat that.
No.
So when it actually comes to game time, kickoff, that's a special time of the week. But I'd say, you know, those three things, you know, just doing the work. You know, we talk about grinding all the time. It is a grind.
It is, yeah.
Because, you know, weekends is probably when I'm doing the most, getting ready for Monday. So it makes it a 7-day-a-week thing for quite a while, and putting the time in, and then being out here with the guys, and a great night like tonight.
Yeah,
and we got a group of guys that enjoy practicing and bring energy, and I love it because it makes my job a lot easier.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Football is a short season, but it's a long season. It's a grind. Like, it's hard. It's hard for coaches. It's hard for the players. I mean, you have to kind of balance hitting and just all the extras like the running, and you're just constantly moving. It's kind of unlike other sports, so it is a bit of a grind, and your practices are, I don't know, they're physical. So I don't know. So kudos to the kids who stick it out, and kudos to you guys
tough
for
the
keeping
kids,
the energy
especially when it's high 70s now for the last.
Yeah, it hasn't even
if
cooled
it's a
off
little bit
yet.
warmer, and they're playing like a JV game on a Monday, and then having to practice full pads on Tuesday for those younger guys. It's definitely, it takes some mental toughness, that's for sure.
Yeah. Let's turn our attention to Friday night. You travel to Cameron, beautiful stadium that they have there. a resurging Cameron Comets team. They used to be kind of, at the lower echelon, but they've really made a move here and have gotten to be really good. Was it level 3 last year? You guys met up.
Yeah.
It went Grantsburg's way pretty big. You guys had a great game against them. What do you see in Cameron as you study that film? Well, what do they like to do? Just looking at stats, looks like they do like to throw it a lot, but they have a good running game too, it looks like.
Yeah, they're a balanced team. I think they like to do a little both, but they really have been this year relying on the run game. Peterson is his name, I think, number 3. He's a really good back. And they got some studs up front that were good players last year as juniors, and now they're back for their senior year. And so they got some weight up front. They run it hard, and then when they need to, the quarterback's athletic and throws good. They got a couple good receivers, so they can mix that in.
Very good. So what do you expect? Is that like what you expect them to stay balanced? I know when we went to Glenwood City, we talked that they were balanced, but they came out just chucking that thing. So
they might. I mean, if they watch the Glenwood tape, they might try that too.
Yeah.
I mean, I would if I was them. Why not? But at the same time, I don't think they're going to go away from their ground game. Their scores haven't been super high, but that's because they're chewing up a lot of clock, running the ball, and getting good chunks of yards, and playing pretty sound defense. So even though I think they're 2-3. The 3 teams they've lost to are 14-1 combined.
Oh wow!
So they're not losing any slackers.
No.
So yeah,
I think did they just lose to Ladysmith, who I think is going to be one of the top teams in the
Yep,
conference
Ladysmith
too.
was the one team that had 1 loss. Otherwise, it was Boyceville was undefeated, and Barron's still undefeated.
Barron, a shocking.
What a turnaround!
What a turnaround for them too. But we don't play them; they're not in our division either. But yeah, just kind of knowing football around the area. That's another. Cameron and Barron would always try to beat each other for their 1 win of the season. Now both of them have.
Yeah.
So really Barron a bit of a surprise. So, I think that's about all I've got. I don't even know how I did in fantasy football to talk about that. How are you doing?
Not good.
Yeah.
I hope as long as we're doing this, I can maybe talk about 1 win. We're 0 for 3. We're 0 for 3 right now.
6, 7, 8 weeks left of this. So.
I got to look at some personnel decisions. And
I just found out this today that I don't think in our league, people take fantasy football so seriously. Like Wednesday's generally waiver wire day, and they like wake up at 3 a.m. to get that waiver claim. Like, I
suppose
don't know.
if you got big money on it, but.
What do you mean? I think it was $25 to be in our league.
If you got $2,500 on it, maybe you're waking up at 3
maybe
in the
that
morning.
would be. Jeez, could you imagine? I don't think there's much else. Again, Packers Vikings this weekend. That'll be interesting. Well, we may or may not talk about the game next Coach's Corner. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, wait, TBD.
TBD. And
probably won't talk about the Gophers anymore the rest of the year.
That ship has sailed.
So
I don't know. So it'll be shorter and shorter as we move along here. So anyway, that's going to do it for this week's Coach's Corner. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. I get comments pretty often about people enjoying listening to Coach and seeing this. So we'll see you on Friday night. It's in Cameron. Great place to watch a football game. And but if you can't make it, you can watch it on the We Are Network. We'll have the link for you. You watch it on We Are Cameron's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers on the We Are Grantsburg channel, so that's a nice milestone. So if you haven't already, click that like and that subscribe button. And for Coach Hale, I'm Bob Rumack. Thanks for watching again, and we will see you Friday night.